Hello everyone and welcome to the top 10 speed characters on Bleach Brave Souls. In this list I'll be taking a look at the best speed characters in the game so far, so no character that came out after March 10th, 2019 will be on this list. With that said, let's begin.
挽回加点胸骨から待つ真珠俺にて大詰め締めの段糸切りばさみ血染めの喉笛
Starting things off, we have Shunsui Kyoraku, 1000 Year Blood War Edition, who has a pretty high SP as well as Frenzy. While there are other characters who will not be on this top 10 list that do have higher SPs, I decided to put Shunsui over them for a couple of reasons. The first being his Strong Attack 2, which is one of the best strong attacks in the game, as it has a 160 mag and because he has Frenzy it can deal a lot of damage. It also has pretty good range, though the further the enemy is, the less damage it does deal. He's also got really good range on his Strong Attack 3, since it is a full screen, and his Strong Attack 1, not to mention his normal attack. It's also really fast, and it deals a good amount of damage due to his decent SP and a plus 30 bruiser. The second reason I decided to put him in number 10 over some of the other ones is because of his ridiculous special. A special that can deal regular damage most of the time, but does have a small chance of instant killing the enemy, which has become unbelievably valuable in Senkaimon, because really you just have to get to the boss, and then just reset until you instantly kill him. A strategy used by a lot of us who have one of 4 characters that can do this. Now that said, there are other characters that didn't make it on this list that are actually better in PvE, they have better killers, and they can inflict status ailments. But with harder stuff coming to the game, Shunsui's utility has skyrocketed due to his abilities, which is why I put him at number 10.
てめえの力はこんなもんかよ抜かせ
At number 9 we have Tag Team Ikkaku, a character that nobody ever thinks about. Seriously, when was the last time you thought about this character? But perhaps we should think about him more, because he's actually a pretty good character. He's got a really high SP and Frenzy, and he's got a full stamina damage link, which increases the damage from his normal attack and his strong attacks by 20% as long as his health is full. And like a lot of characters who also have this link, he's got a strong attack 2 that's a barrier move, making him a team player and helping him maintain that full stamina. He's also got a full screen strong attack 3 and a pushback strong attack 1 with pretty good range. His special also deals a decent amount of damage and inflicts attack reduction on the enemies. But perhaps the best part about this character is that he's a tag team character and he has a dual killer of Soul Reaper and Arankar. Best possible combination to have, since most of the enemies you will encounter are either Soul Reaper or Arankar. Plus it gives you advantages on a bunch of different stuff now, including inheritance zones, droplet zones, and Senkaimon, not to mention the various co-op quests and events. I still think he's kinda boring to play as, but there's no denying that he's a good character.
みんなを不安にさせるわけにはいかないの。これで終わらせます。レシュジャニー
On the flip side of boring, we have this character, Momo, who in my opinion is one of the most fun characters to play as. Of course, that doesn't really apply to the top 10, I just wanted to point that out. With that said, she is a really good character, having a ridiculous SP of 770 and Frenzy, and some of the best range in the game in terms of both strong attacks and normal attacks. Seriously, use a normal attack build on this character, and it will still be a ton of fun. That said, obviously her best build would be a strong attack damage / strong attack recharge build, and she's got a strong attack recharge link herself. And as I mentioned, her strong attacks also have really good range, though none of them are actually full screen, which seems to be a pattern I keep seeing in some of the newer characters, who have really good range on both her strong attack 2 and 3, though neither of them are actually full screen. Though her strong attack 3 is a charge move that doubles in strength when fully charged and becomes a 240% mag strong attack. Finally, we have this character's special, which is full screen, does a decent amount of damage, and leaves behind the enemies with a weakened defense, allowing you to deal even more damage. Also, and I can't believe I almost forgot this character is completely immune to poison, which at this point is just icing on the cake.
ここからは本気で行くぞ波動の31着火砲終われんのじゃ
Next up, we have Sajin Komamura, the Lost Agent Edition, who aside from manga Sajin, I think has the coolest design. Sajin also has an SP of 774 and Frenzy, which seems to be a very common thing, and he has Poise, which means he does not stagger when he's attacked. In fact, I'm a little bit surprised I don't see him more in PvP. Not in the higher tier stuff, just in the lower tier stuff. since he would actually do pretty decently there. He's no Retsu or Kenny, but since he has poise and all of his strong attacks can inflict debilitating paralysis, you would think you'd see him there a lot more. But I digress from where this character actually shines, which is PvE, since in addition to his strong attacks inflicting the debilitating paralysis, they're also really good for crowd control. His strong attack 1 pushes enemies back while hitting them multiple times, largely increasing the chance of inflicting paralysis, and his strong attack 2 is a vortex move that also pushes enemies back. Both these moves also greatly help increase the combo, allowing Sajin to deal even more damage, and increasing points in guild quests if you should take him there. Sajin's also one of the newest characters to have the last survival soul trait, and that's become one of the most useful soul traits to have, especially in Senkaimon since it brings you back from the dead with around 20% of your health. Sajin may not be the most popular captain, but in terms of usefulness, this character is definitely up there.
調子に乗ってられんのも今だけやぞ。 そんなこと。
Now personally, I don't really like it when a high SP character has a damage reduction soul trait, since a strong attack recharge or strong attack damage soul trait would serve them a lot better. That said, I can't deny that this Shinji is really good. Not only does he have a super high SP of 774, you'll see that a lot, but he also has Frenzy, you'll also see that a lot. Also, between the words I just said and these words, I just had tacos. Power of editing. Shinji can also inflict debilitating confusion on all of his attacks and his special, and while it is the least impressive status ailment to inflict, it actually can come in handy, as enemies and bosses will hurt themselves, and this can come in handy in PvE or PvP. Shinji is also a hollow, which definitely comes in handy in Senkaimon, and he's got a Soul Reaper killer, which is also a definite plus. But what is probably the best part about the Shinji is his special, and I'm not talking about the actual special. Of course it is full screen, guarantees confusion, and does a decent amount of damage. But what happens after his special is Shinji gets hollified, and his strong attacks going from being a 120 mag to a 150 mag. Plus they all come back immediately, allowing you to spam 6 strong attacks back to back, with the advantage of not having to wait and half of those being a lot stronger. The transformation only lasts for 30 seconds, and when he goes back to normal, the strong attacks get instantly recharged again. His normal attacks also change in magnification, meaning that they also hit harder. I know they've remade some of the visors in captain form, but I for one hope that they get remakes like this one during the Battle of Karakura.
フルブリングってのはね、愛の力なの。
Next up we have the Bond's version of Riruka, who like everyone else on this list so far also has a really high SP as well as Frenzy. But unlike most of the characters on this list, Riruka is also a good support character, because her strong attack 2 is a boost move and she has Enhancer, meaning it lasts for 20 seconds. Because she has a strong attack recharge link, you can set it up to where she has an infinite boost, essentially making her entire squad have 33% more attack, defense, and focus at all times. Riruka's other strong attacks and her special all have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening too, which is definitely a plus. And her strong attack 3 is good for crowd control, as it's a hybrid vortex move. And while her normal attack cannot inflict debilitating weakening, it is still really good, since the last attack on that string splits off into 3 attacks, each having 120 mag. And thanks to her boost move, her normal attack is actually going to deal quite a bit of damage. Since her attack is increased by 33%, it would essentially be above 800, meaning that if you wanted to, you can actually build this character as a NAD character and be totally fine. Though obviously a strong attack build would be better.
そんなことが。
Coming in at number 4, we have the Bond's version of Chad, the much needed remake of this character, and one that absolutely did not disappoint, as he's currently one of the best characters to take in PvP, and a great character to auto with. A big reason for both is that he's a human, and in the entire game, there's only one human killer. And let's be real, nobody's gonna use Mayuri in PvP. Chad also has a moderately high attack of 733, but it gets even better with his boost move, and he has Enhancer, putting it at over 950 when it's activated. Plus, he has Flurry and Poise, and a Captain Killer, though that last part only really comes in handy in PvP and in specific Senkaimon floors. He also has a damage reduction soul trait, and his strong attack 1, 3, and his special all have a chance to inflict paralysis, though it's not debilitating. Still, all this makes him one of the most valuable characters to have right now, and quite possibly the best character on this list to auto with, which reminds me, I need to redo the top 10 auto characters.
春光来獣戦人流国病戦記
At number 3 we have the manga version of Yoruichi Shihoin, who like so many others also has an SP of 774 and Frenzy. Her strong attacks, normal attacks, and her special all have a chance to inflict debilitating paralysis, and they all have really good range. Though the range on one of her strong attacks is a bit misleading. Much like Shinji, she also has a special that transforms her, giving her all her strong attacks back immediately, while also increasing the power of the attack since they go from a 120 mag to a 150 mag. Her normal attack also changes in magnification, but they also change in execution, as they have much better range, but they are a little harder to control. Much like Shinji, the transformation only lasts for 30 seconds and her strong attacks get reloaded immediately. But that's not all her special does, as it also leaves behind a lightning vortex that surrounds Yoruichi for 5 seconds and deals damage. It's not technically a strong attack since it's not affected by her frenzy, but it is a part of her special since it is affected by Tenshintai. Yoruichi also has extra flash steps, which can come in handy in Guild Quest and Senkaimon, not only for clearing floors faster, but also for dodging the enemy's special, which is sometimes crucial for some of the floors in Senkaimon. She's a very versatile character, and it's what puts her this high up on the list. Now the final two are actually a very difficult decision. I actually ended up switching the order of them from my original list. In the end, I did decide that Quincy Ichigo should be number 2. This character has a ridiculous SP of 794, the current highest in the game, and his strong attacks are excellent for pushing the combo up and inflicting debilitating weakening, which they can all do, and have a really high possibility of doing it because they hit so many times. His strong attack 3 is a full screen, his strong attack 2 is a 180 max strong attack that hits a ridiculous amount of times, and his strong attack 1 is one of the best pushback moves, since it also hits many times and forces the enemies back, making this character actually one of the best for Senkaimon, since he's almost guaranteed to inflict the weakening, and his strong attacks push the bosses back before they're able to use their special. Not only that, but he also has an extra flash step, helping him get through any mission faster, as well as making it easier to avoid specials. This character also has a no affiliation killer, which is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's extremely useful. And if I'm being honest, this is the actual reason that I had trouble placing this character, though I'm sure when no affiliation becomes more common, he's probably gonna be number 1. Also, he's immune to freezing. I didn't know how to fit that into all this, so I'm just gonna add it at the end. A for effort. Now before we get to number 1, here are a few more characters that almost made it on this list. And honestly, a lot of them were high contenders for number 10, but instant kill though.
これはプレゼントだ。僕と一緒にいよう。ずーっとね。大グレン少年マラ
挽回発火の咎め。これが私の残白刀の真の力だ。
俺たちの力の源はいわば怨念。余裕かましてやがると後で泣きを見るぜ。いけほな行くで。逃げても無駄や。僕の炎はしつこいで。
Finally, at number 1, we have Gin Ichimaru, Knight of Demons Edition. While Ichigo is the one that deals more damage, Gin is probably a bit more useful, due to his Soul Reaper killer, and the fact that you're probably going to be fighting Soul Reapers a lot more than characters that have no affiliation, though we are getting book summoned soon and that might change. Still, there's no denying that this character is great. He has a really high SP, though not as high as some of the other guys, and he has Frenzy. He also has debilitating burn on his normal attack, strong attack 1, strong attack 3, and a special. This adds additional damage to the already crazy amount of damage that his strong attacks deal, and it's super useful in taking down bosses, especially when you take into account that his normal attack is piercing and hits twice. Plus, he has a strong attack recharge link, which helps him spam his strong attacks, and it's the best possible thing for him to have since the strong attack 2 is a heal move. In fact, he's actually the best healer right now, the best seasonal character, and as of this video, the best speed character. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more top 10 lists.